Hello, hello, this is Johnny Cycles of CyclesGaming.com bringing you another edition of Dragons in Modern. Got a bit of a nombo here of our High Noon temporary lockdown, but you know what? We're going to play it anyway. High Noon is one of the, I would say, one of our best cards in a format like Modern that plays so many efficient threats. Keeping an opponent to one spell a turn can be the difference in winning and losing, especially if that deck is Affinity. I honestly am not even sure I want a High Noon now. I kind of want to just let them play into temporary lockdown. So we need to get the white. Clarion Caller. So we can go ahead and High Noon now, and they'll probably counter it, is what I'm imagining is going to happen with this one blue open, right? Which then clears the way for either Clarion Conqueror or temporary lockdown. Sure. Wow, unsurprisingly, a metallic rebuke from our opponent. So yeah, we're almost pre-boarded against this deck with Clarion Conqueror, Temporary Lockdown, High. I mean, these cards are all meant to slow down opponents, so we can stick our big threats. Urza Saga. Yep. So that does not get hit by Temporary Lockdown. See if they have an answer. They have another counterspell. Seems likely. Oh, look at that VV. Alright, I mean, this is what we got. What is our opponent going to do? I've not played against VV yet. So that's nice. Do they have an answer for our Clarion Conqueror? I kind of just want to let them resolve this Urza Saga search and then temporary lockdown. That's a good draw for us, though. They have two cards in hand. See what we can find off the top. Another High Noon. We do get the redraw of bouncing this Rolling Dragonstorm with our Clarion Conqueror. Alright, it's possible we should have kept mana up for March of Otherworldly Light to answer one of these constructs. Because we might just be dead, or very close to dead to the beats. Especially if they have a follow, like a counter spell to go with it. I think they're going to be priced into attacking our life total, given that we are shutting down their artifacts. Thankfully, they can't activate, they can't equip anything, whatever they get. So they're not going to get the life gain out of. They can't activate that. Got another. Yep. Can we race? So if we do temporary lockdown, we don't get our Roiling Dragonstorm, and we're missing blue. But I think we have to temporary lockdown at this point. Even though it does slow us down. I mean, it's essentially taking out their entire board. Can our opponent rebuild through the hate? They're playing an interesting Affinity deck. It's got all the colors. Which makes me think they're playing this thing right here for some... Yeah, just as a finisher maybe? But why green? That's an interesting... Maybe they have a Beseju. They must play something to answer some kind of kill spell, right? Alright, so they can do one spell a turn. No, they can't. They can do more than one spell a turn now. I think we would like to find a land. Hellkite. Gonna make a construct. Yep. Get a land. I mean, yeah, uniquely positioned to combat what our opponent's doing with our various hate pieces in the main. Yeah, I mean, you can't activate the clue anyway, so congratulations. Yeah, they're realizing that now. Alright, so it's been a few days. I haven't played this deck since, I think, the morning of, or the day before July 4th, right? Feeling a little rusty. I feel like that wasn't as clean as it could have been, but we got there. So, probably take out the counter spells. Bring in these counter spells instead. We have so much hate against our opponent. Dragon Turtle, we love you, but you're getting out of here for now. High Noon, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's good to rebuild that way, but it's on the play, they know about it. They're such a fast deck. We're really looking to just answer our opponent's threats and start swinging in with dragons, just like we have, just like that game. Two spell pierces might be a little too slow. Might not be though. Non-creature spell. I think we're gonna keep it. We'll see. We have a lot of things we want, right? When we have some interaction against artifacts, we have ways to kill artifacts. We have ways to kill lands. We kind of want a surveil land because we might be mana screwed the way this is going. Opponent kept 7. I think we're going to have to go for a red. We need a blue and a red, I believe. What is this? Destroy target enchantment. I'd love to see a lightning bolt on top. I mean, we'll keep it. We're not really happy about it. We would have liked to have found a white source there, but since we need to make our land drops. Opponent getting in with his Tameo. So we have one sideboard, well, 3 sideboard cards, but Spell Pierce is not lining up with what our opponent's trying to do, unfortunately. I have a feeling they're going to just be all in on this Tameo. Force negation. 1, so we'll play a land. And then we can wear tear one of these clues. Seems like a really terrible use of a wear tear, but since we have the Spell Pierces, I don't know. Tameo might just be running away with this game. We'll see. I think we really just want to destroy a clue. It's sad. But we want to turn off some of their artifact shenanigans. If we can. Elegant Parlor. That's nice. Roiling Dragonstorm. It is one of our best draws. But we kind of are looking for a land for this Glorybringer. I mean, I think we're just too far gone on the land. We just haven't made enough land drops. So, unfortunately, Rolling Dragonstorm on turn 5 is not as good as on turn 2. Oh, what would we... We would like to protect our Glorybringer with a Force of Negation. I guess we can't do that on our turn, so... Gonna crack some clues. We're definitely playing the fair mid-range strategy against our opponent right now without a lot of interaction with what... And they're not really doing anything, right? They're just trying to get clues and attack with Tameo. And until we answer her there, that's going to be their plan, it would seem like. We would love to find a land, untapped land, so we can cast Magmatic Hellkite and hold up Spell Pierce mana. I don't think it's... I mean, I really think it's going to be too late, though. So we want to go for... Magmatic Hellkite. See what they got. I think if they counter this, we might just let it go. The counter battles have begun. Do they have a follow-up? They do. Well, they just paid for it. Alright. Success. I did my math wrong, actually, but that's okay. Kept them from cracking a clue. We have the Force and Negation Spell Pierce if we want to try to slow them down, should they decide they want to play anything from their hand now. Otherwise, this might be the most boring game in the history of Magic. Attack, attack, but it's a 0-3. Get a clue. Attack, get a clue. Drawing a card. I think they must be worried about consigned to memory or something like that. Bobble. Should we even... We could force negation that, right? And they did not see a Glorybringer. There's a good chance they're not anticipating that. With the 1 mana available, what can they do, really? Knock her down to 1. We did draw the Brotherhood's End, which is huge for us because our opponent has been sandbagging, right? What I think our opponent has done right now, they've held on to all of their affinity pieces, I believe. Not maybe they haven't, but just a handful of counter spells. But I think they've held on to a lot of affinity pieces, gone all in on the Tamiyo until we found an answer, and then so that they can then just have their like normal affinity start on turn 7 after they flipped the Tamiyo and gotten a ton of value out of her. That's what I think is happening. So I think having the Brotherhood's End is really big if they decide to empty their hand right here of all the stuff that they have in it. There's a good chance they will. Expressive iteration. Do we want to force a negation that? No. I think we're okay with this. We would like to draw an untapped land, though. Mox Amber. Untapped land for this force negation is what we want. I feel like we've been saying untapped land a lot lately. Yep. But I mean, we were mana hungry. We had a 2-land hand to start. So yeah, we've been wanting to draw lands almost this whole game. Opponent, though, has 6 cards in hand, right? That's an amazing amount of cards. 4 damage instead if you control 3 or more artifacts. I'll let the prowess go. See if they have something else. We would love it if they tapped out. I mean, we want the Glorybringer, obviously. They still have 3 mana available to them, I think. Legendary, creature, and planeswalkers. So yeah, they have the mana. Alright, you got us, homie. You got us. Taking 5. So we can Magmatic Hellkite, blow this up. And then they have to lose this to go get an expressive iteration or Flame of Anor out. We can Glorybringer, exert, and kill. But then they can go make, that seems like a pretty, I mean, that's a big hit, right? So they're going to next turn I think we have to do this. If they want to cash in their Tamiyo to kill this by getting a Flame of Anor back, I think we're okay with that. Yeah, I mean, we definitely are equipped to beat this deck. It's just a matter of proper sequencing, making right choices. Each of these decision points is complicated. Good draws. I mean, we found some. That's pretty sweet little combo. See if they're gonna try to kill us right here. Yeah, I mean we found some. All right, get another prowess trigger. Yep. Anyway, we found some of our sideboard cards, which is good, but we're not like, just some of our main deck cards are better for us than sideboard cards. We just have 6 because I'm tired of this little combo of ours. So they gonna repeal it. A 0-mana artifact. Draw a card. Repeal. Draw a card. Prowess. Prowess. Make the amber. Yep. Try to attack for lethal. Make us block. It looks like. Play another Tameo. Go get the Flame of Anor. Kill the Magmatic Hellkite. Make that 6 and 5 is 11. Then we're dead. So yeah, good game, opponent. Good game. Tameo won that game. And I mean, just the way our hand shaped up. I think maybe we have so many answers. We just didn't find the ones we wanted. Spell Pierce might be better on the play than the draw. We go down 1 High Noon. 1 Otherworldly Light. Yeah, I mean, we want our Clarion Conqueror was the big winner in that game, in the first game. All right, we have the Lightning Bolt and the Spell Pierce. I mean, this is not exactly what we want to see, but we'll take it. We'd rather see like a Roiling Dragonstorm or a High Noon, to be honest. But we have the 3 lands. We have a few ways of setting up our draws. So we have 2 answers and a counterspell, and then a Hellkite to deal with the first Urza Saga. I think we'll put that on top. Now our opponent mulled to 6, so they might not have the perfect hand. In last game, I mean, they used their Tameo just for so much value to get them to the late game where they had a handful of action. Feels like we're in a control matchup of some kind. We have the double blue, double red. We need double white. I mean, it's like we're in a control matchup, so we really just want to make our land drops, to be honest. Clarion Conqueror. It's a good one. It might be our best one. Yeah, we'll put that on top. Like I said, we just want to make land drops. We want to be able to next turn play Clarion Conqueror or Spell Pierce mana. And we want to March of Otherworldly Light. Yeah, I mean, we just kind of wait. One of us is going to pull the trigger first, right? Am I overthinking this? I think I'm overthinking this. I think we want to probably just bolt. The Tamio. I don't want to. I'm overthinking it with this March of Otherworldly Light and how to like. Oh, I'm gonna do this and that. Repeal. So we can Hellkite, try to take them off their lands. But I really think our best answer here is Clarion Conqueror. Just hope they don't have an answer. 3 cards in hand. We'll see. 4 cards, up to 5 cards. So many cards they get a draw. Passed the first test. We answered a Tamio that they waited to cast after having some protection. Expressive iteration, sure. Looking for an answer for our Clarion Conqueror. Will they find it? Will they find another? Do they have another land? So we could have taken them off their mana. Let's see what they're up. What they're Gory Steel Kata can't be activated. They can, however, get the trigger from it and just go about it their business that way. I think we're going to be okay with that because we can. Whoops. Because we'll be able to March of Otherworldly Light their token. And this is going to incentivize them to kind of tap down anyway. So hopefully they won't have counter magic up for the March of Otherworldly Light to counter that. And even if they do, I mean, we're presenting lethal in 2 turns if they don't find an answer. Yep. Repeal, targeting. I think they're gonna get. I think they get a draw card no matter what, right? And we're more interested in getting rid of this monk token than anything else. Oh, we can do a. I think we're just gonna get rid of the Quarry Steel Cutter next turn, or try to at least. They do have a force negation. Good for them. Do they have 2 answers for our Clarion Conquerors? I think I keep calling them Clarion Callers. Alright. They're going to need a board wipe. They're going to need to find multiple answers or die. 2 lightning bolts, which keep them alive. They don't have any. Currently, they have 1 artifact, so they need Galvanic Blast, and they scoop it up. Yeah, they would need to find multiple Galvanic Blasts. Alright, man, like this is what I would expect from our deck against an Affinity strategy. Yeah, they have explosive starts, and they have a lot of ways to put pressure on. We saw how when our answers didn't line up in game 2, they were able to grind it out and then just win in a couple turns. But we are main decked, built to beat them. with High Noon, Temporary Lockdown, March of Otherworldly Light, but really Clarion Conqueror. You saw how the games we had Clarion Conqueror, we were able to win. They took a much more controlly strategy in games 2 and 3, and it paid off in games 2 because we couldn't answer the Tameo. Got there in game 3 because we were able to fight through their hate to kill their Tameo. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm very happy though. For CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. Catch y'all on the next one.